Okay, as just mentioned, I'm going to teach you a new technique to drawing straight lines without having to draw a table and plot 5 points first. To do this, we need to learn about slopes of lines. So every line that you see has a different line. And if I just draw a line segment through 2 points, let's make it go through 0 and make it go through 2, 2. This line actually has a slope. Anyone know what the slope is called, or the number given to the slope? Yeah, well, another word for slope is gradient, but what would the size of the slope be? And I've just put it on the board. 1, 1, or what's another way of saying 1, 1? Excuse me, I'm just going to make this bigger so you can see it. One, 1 or 2, 2 is the same as 1. Think of the vertical one divided by the horizontal one. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. Watch this. I'm going to change the slope. So if I grab this point here and shift it up to there, then I've got 3, 2. What's 3, 2 the same as? 1.5. Well done. Okay, 3, 2. It's a little bit hard to see the 2, but it's there. 3, 2. So the slope is the rise divided by the run, and the rise is 3 and the run is 2. 3, 2, or 1.5. So coming back, the slope is 1, slope is 1.5. Shift it up again, slope is 2. Coming back, 1.5, 1. Now what if I move it this way? What do you think? No, I'll do it again. Slope is 1, slope is 1.5, 3 over 2. Slope is 2 because 4 divided by 2 is 2. Slope is 2, so we've got 2, 1.5, 1. What do you think the slope's going to be? 0.5. Follows the same pattern, eh? What about if I move it horizontal? 0. So it goes 0, 0.5, 1, 1.5, 3 over 2. 2, what do you think the next one's going to be? Shall we check? 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. So you can see as my line gets steeper, what happens to the slope? The number gets higher and higher. Could I keep going? What's that slope? Okay, if I mix it up on you, if I jump straight to there, what is it? It's 2. Oh, it's going to get tricky. I don't want it there. 4. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Okay, now if I shift it way over here, what's that going to be a slope of? What's the slope on this line? It's 1, or 6 divided by 6 is Ash is saying, or 2 divided by 2, depending on how big the triangle you want to look at. What about this line? Still 1, because 2 divided by 2, or 4 divided by 4. This one? Whoops. Whoops. 2 divided by 6, as Ash said, because that's 2, right? And that's 6. Or you could go 0.67 divided by 2. There are decimals, right? That was a tricky one. What about this one? It is a half, or it's the same as 4 divided by 8. What's 4 divided by 8 anyway? 4 over 8 is the same fraction as a half, which is the same as 0.5. Move it over to here. The slope is 1.5, which is the same as, how do you read it? 3 divided by 2, 1.5. Or you could have looked at this triangle, 6 divided by 4, which, if you put it on the calculator, is 1.5. Coming back to here. 3. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 2, 4 divided by 2, or 8 divided by 4. Okay, watching carefully. Those, well, I'll do one more. What would that one be? Yeah, the vertical, or the rise divided by the run. 8 divided by 10, which is the same as 1.6 divided by 2. It doesn't matter what triangle you take. Now, what happens if I move my point to the other side? Ooh. To negative slope. Let's just look at this one here, which we're familiar with. What would that slope be? -1. So that slope there is different from that slope there by what? By a negative, isn't it? So that's positive slope +1, that's slope -1. Okay, same again. What's that slope going to be? Thank you. -0.5. What's this slope going to be? No. -2/3. Oh, it's not. Thank you. -3/2. The other way to think about it is, again, look at the vertical, this big triangle in here, 6/4, and it's negative. 6/4 is the same as 3/2, which is the same as 1.5. You understanding this, Tom? What's this slope, Tom? Keep going. See if you can work out this one in your head. Who thought it was -4? It's -2/8, not 8/2. It's 2/8, which is -0.25 or -1/4. Keep going. This one. Either negative a half or negative 4 over 8, which is a half. Okay. Last a few. What if I drop it down to this segment here? Positive slope. Because it's going that way. Well done. Not 4. Point 5 or 1 over 2. Or you could look at 4 over 8, which is half. Last one. One. What about this one here? Okay. Remember what you said to me here. What was that? That was a 0 slope because remember this was 0.5. Sorry, this was 0.5. This was 1, 1.5, 2, and as we got closer to here we got to 0, right? But as we got further this way, we get bigger, bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, until you have a vertical line. How would we describe that line then in terms of its slope? Yeah, it's vertical, and we actually in mathematics say this is undefined, and the reason we do that is because we're dividing by 0. The vertical part is infinity, the run is 0, and you can't divide by 0 in maths, so we call this undefined.